All right, so let's rewind a little here. Before we start talking about how Bitcoin changed the game, Dave, did you know digital money concepts have actually been around since the 80s? Like, way before smartphones or the internet as we know it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, it all started with David Chaum. His work on eCash and DigiCash was, well, groundbreaking at the time. Those systems were some of the first to focus on digital payments with privacy built in.
Wait, privacy, even back then? I always thought privacy in tech only really became a big deal in the last decade or so.
No, Chaum was way ahead of his time. His idea was that people should be able to make online payments without leaving a digital breadcrumb trail. This whole concept of privacy and transactions really influenced what came later. And you can definitely see how ideas from the cypherpunk movement fed into that too.
Right. The cypherpunks, I remember reading about them. They were a group of privacy obsessed tech geniuses who believed that cryptography could uh, protect individual freedoms. I mean, it kind of feels like the seed that grew into what we're seeing with blockchain today.
Exactly. And that brings us to 2008 when Satoshi Nakamoto published the Bitcoin white paper. So that document outlined how decentralized digital currency could really work based on blockchain technology.
And let's face it, the launch of Bitcoin in 2009 was just huge. I mean, the Genesis block, right? That first block of the blockchain. It's like the start of a new financial era.
Absolutely. Bitcoin's model is brilliant in its simplicity. There's no central authority, meaning no single entity controls it. And its limited supply, it's capped at 21 million coins, is such a stark contrast to traditional systems where central banks can, well, just print more money.
That limited supply factor is wild. It's more like gold than currency, wouldn't you say? I think that's why people call it digital gold.
Yeah, and beyond that, Bitcoin was the first use case for blockchain technology. This whole system of decentralized ledgers that ensures transparency and trust without needing intermediaries. It's honestly revolutionary when you consider how reliant traditional finance is on third parties like banks.
And not just banks, it's really an overhaul of how trust itself is built into the system. You don't need someone or, well, some entity to act as the middleman anymore. Everything's right there in the protocol.
Exactly, Ryan. And these principles, decentralization, limited supply, transparency, they're what disrupted the entire financial paradigm.
So we've unpacked Bitcoin's revolutionary role, but it's just the starting point, right? I mean, there's a whole universe of cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects that have built on these principles. Let's talk about how they're being used beyond just Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely. While Bitcoin is incredible as a store of value and a means of payment, its core functionality is actually pretty limited compared to some other cryptocurrencies, often referred to as altcoins.
Or shitcoins.
Take Ethereum, for instance. It introduced the concept of smart contracts, allowing for self-executing agreements directly on the blockchain.
Smart contracts are insane. Like, imagine renting an apartment and instead of signing a paper lease, the conditions are all coded into a contract. You pay the deposit and bam, the digital contract unlocks the door. No landlords, no lawyers.
Exactly. And Ethereum paved the way for decentralized apps, or DApps, which run entirely on blockchain technology. But it's not the only player in town. Solana, for example, has been making waves for its scalability. It's designed to handle thousands of transactions per second, which is huge for applications like gaming or micropayments.
And gaming is one of the hottest areas for crypto right now. Think of play to earn games where players can actually own in-game assets as NFTs or earn tokens that have real world value.
That's where I see the what did you call it earlier?
Shitcoins.
Right, that's where I see most of those lying. Once the crypto game you're playing shuts down, that's it for your tokens. Not so decentralized, is it?
Not at all. You do have to be careful in this field. There's a rug pull for every sucker born in America.
Right, but it's not all bad. You also have privacy-focused currencies like Monero and Zcash. These cater to users who want total anonymity for their transactions. Unlike Bitcoin, where every transaction is recorded on a public ledger, these coins use advanced encryption techniques to hide both the sender and receiver details.
Now that's fascinating. A lot of people might associate that kind of privacy with shady activities, but it also offers protection against censorship or financial discrimination. Freedom to trade however you want. It's kind of empowering.
It really is. And let's not forget XRP, which focuses on cross-border payments. It positions itself as a bridge between traditional financial systems and blockchain. The idea is to make international money transfers faster and cheaper, which is a major pain point in banking today.
Oh, definitely. Like, why are some wire transfers still taking multiple days when tech like this exists?
Exactly. XRP's speed and low costs are game changers in payments. And then you've got projects like Cardano, which focuses on sustainability and scalability. It's often called the academic blockchain because of its emphasis on peer-reviewed research in its development process.
Okay, so we've got payments, privacy, gaming, sustainability, and what else? What am I missing?
Well, there's Litecoin, which is sometimes called the silver to Bitcoin's gold. It's faster and cheaper for everyday transactions. And don't overlook Stellar. It's focused on financial inclusion, kind of like XRP, but it targets unbanked populations around the world.
Man, the diversity of these currencies is wild. Each one seems to carve out its own space in the ecosystem instead of just competing with Bitcoin head on.
Exactly. These altcoins are about expanding the use cases for blockchain technology as a whole. They're not just digital currencies, they're tools for building entirely new systems, from finance to gaming and beyond.
Speaking of innovation and the many ways blockchain is being applied, let's talk about something really exciting, AI and crypto. At first, they might seem worlds apart, but dig deeper and you'll see some groundbreaking ways they're starting to intersect.
Yeah, absolutely. AI is playing an interesting role in crypto projects. Take Satori, for instance. It has been leveraging AI to enhance security by automating processes like fraud detection and even optimizing transaction speeds across the network. It's kind of remarkable.
Wait, so it's not just about humans securing systems anymore. There's AI actively monitoring and protecting these platforms?
Exactly. AI algorithms can analyze massive patterns across networks to detect irregular activity way faster than humans ever could. It's like having a 24/7 guard for a decentralized system. And beyond security, AI is also improving user experience by streamlining how transactions are processed or predicting network demand to reduce bottlenecks.
That efficiency piece sounds huge. And what about the whole decentralized internet thing? Do you see AI influencing that side of crypto too?
Definitely. AI and blockchain are becoming a kind of foundation for decentralized ecosystems. By combining them, we're looking at systems that are not only privacy focused, but also intelligently adaptive. These new models could eliminate centralized control while offering dynamic, personalized services.
That's fascinating. I mean, the idea of an internet where you own your data and interact with these AI enhanced systems, it's kind of the opposite of today's tech giants, isn't it?
Exactly. And it's a huge shift. People would be able to use AI tools while maintaining privacy because everything is secured on blockchain. It's a vision of greater transparency without sacrificing functionality.
Okay, so I get that, but what about risk? With crypto being super volatile already, how does something like AI help address that?
Great point. AI can be invaluable here. Picture this: machine learning systems analyzing mountains of market data in real time. These systems can predict risks, highlight trends, and even make recommendations for portfolio adjustments, all without bias. It's giving traders and investors tools they've never had before.
So it's like having a financial advisor, but one that doesn't sleep or make emotional decisions. That's smart, no doubt. And probably game changing when paired with decentralized finance.
Exactly. And really, it's the merging of these two technologies, AI and blockchain, that's unlocking these new possibilities. We're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible here.
It's also exciting, right? The potential for AI and blockchain to fundamentally change the game is massive. But then you hit this wall, regulations. That's where it gets tricky, right? On one hand, you want these innovations to thrive without unnecessary hurdles, but on the other, you've got to protect consumers from scams and market disasters.
Exactly. And finding that balance is the real challenge. A lot of the current regulatory frameworks were designed for traditional financial systems, so they don't always apply well to emerging tech like blockchain or AI. There's this need for adaptability for frameworks that support innovation while still enforcing accountability and consumer protection.
Yeah, but it kind of feels like the regulators themselves are still playing catch up, doesn't it? Like the crypto market's been through these intense boom and bust cycles. I mean, remember 2017, that crazy ICO bubble?
Oh, I remember it well. And then there was the crash afterward, followed by another bull run in 2021. These cycles are driven by a mix of speculation, hype, and the evolving maturity of the tech. It's interesting because AI could actually help smooth out some of that volatility.
Wait, how? Like AI can predict market trends or something?
Exactly. AI's ability to analyze mountains of data can identify patterns that most human traders might miss. It can highlight overvalued assets, predict corrections, or even react in real time to news and events that could impact prices. It's like having this superpowered lens into the market dynamics.
Okay, that's huge. But let's talk collaboration for a second. You hear about these industry leaders in blockchain and AI starting to work together. What kind of stuff can they actually achieve?
Well, for starters, they can establish best practices to build trust in these systems. Think about setting technical standards for interoperability, making sure different blockchains or AI systems can communicate securely and efficiently. Collaboration could also lead to more transparent governance models, which is crucial for gaining public trust.
Right? Because if people don't trust the tech or the organizations behind it, the whole thing kind of collapses. And honestly, it feels like so much of this comes down to education too, to making these platforms and ideas accessible so everyone, not just early adopters, can benefit.
Absolutely. Education and accessibility are key. And, it's why these partnerships are so important. They can create systems that aren't just innovative, but also fair and inclusive. That's how you get sustainable growth in an industry like this.
Right. And that sustainability piece, it's what'll keep investors and developers sticking around, even when markets hit rough patches.
It's kind of exciting to think about what's ahead.
And speaking of sustainability and partnerships, it's fascinating to see how these collaborative efforts are shaping not just the industry now, but potentially the entire future landscape. I mean, we've gone from early digital cash concepts to Bitcoin to this vision of a decentralized internet powered by AI. It's incredible to think about.
Yeah, and what's remarkable is how all these innovations are still unfolding. From smart contracts to privacy coins to how AI is shaping decentralized ecosystems, we're really only scratching the surface of what's possible.
Totally. And in the next episode, we're going to dive deeper into blockchain itself, how it works beyond currency, and what else it could be used for. Spoiler alert, it's not just about finance anymore.
Exactly. Blockchain technologies have applications across industries, and we'll explore how they're changing the way we think about trust, transparency, and collaboration.
In the meantime, if something we talked about today sparked an idea, or maybe you're wondering how you could apply some of these concepts to your business, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Visit Modularity US for a free consultation.
Yeah, whether it's website design, SEO, social media strategy, whatever digital challenges you're facing, our team is here to help. Modularity.us.
Absolutely. And that's it for now, folks. Great talking as always. We'll catch you in the next one.